was holiday time on the island of Sodor. All the engines were working hard and happily, except for James. Why should a splendid engine like me have to take messy coal trucks instead of coaches? Percy or Oliver should do it. I'm too important. Thomas was very cross. James, why don't you think about someone or something else for the change? You'd be surprised at how much better you'll feel if you do. Oh, please. Being important is the only thing for me to think about. And he huffed away. That plane's making a great deal of noise, said Percy to Oliver. His name's Tiger Moth, replied Oliver, and he's flying around telling everyone about the fair that's arriving tomorrow. What are you two doing here? Sir Topham Hatt wants us to pick up the very important load from the harbor. And I think it has something to do with the fair tonight. And they puffed away. Meanwhile, James was collecting quarry trucks from the yards. Dustier and dustier, he grumbled. Then he saw Mrs. Kindly. She looks miserable. What's the matter? Asked James's driver. My sister has just come to tell me she can't come to stay and be with me. I was so looking forward to her visit. Sir Topham Hatt soon heard the sad news. We must cheer her up. Send Harold the helicopter to pick her up immediately. A few minutes later, there was a surprise for Mrs. Kindly. All present and correct, called Harold. I'm here on the flying visit. Hurry aboard, Mrs. Kindly, and fly the skies with me. Compliments of Sir Topham Hatt. Oh, how lovely. Harold's making my paintwork dustier than ever, muttered James. But he was happy for Mrs. Kindly. She was soon high in the sky with Harold. I've never seen the island like this before. It's wonderful. Meanwhile, Percy and Oliver had arrived at the docks. Cranky the Crane was unloading an old tramp steamer. Hey, you down there, you two. I'm playing Lucky Dip in the Tramper's Hold, and all these are for you. Wooden horses, said Percy to Oliver, for the carousel ride. It's going to be a very exciting fair. It is indeed, whistled James. Sir Topham Hatt has told me to stop pushing coal trucks and go to the station instead. Something about Mrs. Kindly. Goodbye. What do you think of that? Wondered Percy. Sir Topham Hatt was waiting with Mrs. Kindly at the station. Now this is your very special treat. James will be taking you on a mystery ride, and I will meet you at your destination. James took Mrs. Kindly along her favorite coastal route to Tidmouth Bay. When he arrived there, a big surprise awaited Mrs. Kindly. Oh, you've brought me to the fairground. How lovely. Best of all, Sir Topham Hatt invited her to make the announcement. I declare this fairground open. And Mrs. Kindly had the first ride on the carousel. You were quite right, Thomas. Making somebody happy does cheer you up a little bit. And together they watched the fun of the fair.